Hi everyone, Jim here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I apologize again for not doing a video for, I think it's been 11 or 12 days at this point. But, I have no excuse. I mean, if some people can still have life stuff going on and they still manage to do a video or even two every day, I have no excuse. I should be able to get these freaking videos done. But, anyway, I didn't get a chance to get around to it. But since it has been so many days, I thought maybe I would just do a quick video instead of doing like a themed video. I know it's Occult Detective October, and I have to do something for that. And I had plans for Occult Detective October, but what I think I'm going to do is I'll just do a quick, reading and book update, which is probably, get you caught up to speed and not worry too much about doing an Occult Detective October themed thing at this point. But I did want to bring up, I know I normally don't do rants and response videos and talk about BookTube stuff. I know there's been something going around on BookTube about why booktubers quit, that kind of thing. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. If you're quitting BookTube because of life reasons, health reasons, other things going on, that's fine. But if you're leaving BookTube because you think you're not good enough or you're not getting enough followers or subscribers or views, don't quit for that reason. I mean, there's room for everybody on BookTube, and because, just because you haven't got the following that you thought you would get at this point, don't let that discourage you. Don't let people saying things, that you might take personally, affect your decision as to whether you're going to stay on BookTube or not. You don't have to be eloquent to be interesting. You have to be passionate about what you're talking about. You have to be knowledgeable about whatever you decide to talk about. You have to be sincere and authentic. People can spot phoniness a mile away. So, if you do that, you do your best. You don't even have to be original on BookTube. There's not, this might get me into trouble, but there's not a lot of originality on BookTube. People try, they try to break out of the box. They try to do unique things, but invariably it's been done before. It's been talked about before. And the best you could probably do is to have a refreshing take on a well-tread subject. And if you do that and you're passionate about it and you know of what you speak, people will find you and you will be unique to them. You will build your audience that way. So don't give up on BookTube because you think you're not good enough. And that being said, that's like I said, I started my channel not to do rants. I didn't really want to do tags. I don't do response videos. I just wanted to talk about books. I want to talk about things that I love and share them with you. And that's what my channel's all about. So you're not going to see a lot of response videos, a lot of me, creating drama or talking about things that are going on in BookTube. You're just going to hear me talking about books. But I did want to say that I want to encourage people who want to start a channel or who are struggling with the channel they have now. Don't give up. But anyway, let's get into the books. I'm just going to make it a real quick video. I've been reading a fair amount, not as much as I would have liked to, but let me show you the paperbacks I've been reading. I think I shared this on another video or two. I read The Tomb. I started a little early last month on Occult Detective October, and this was a really good book. This was actually really surprising to me. It was very pulpy. It took a while to get going because there was a lot of setup in this book. Repairman Jack's kind of like a Jack Reacher character. He's been fixing people's problems since he was a teenager. So there's like an origin story in here, but he's maybe in his mid-30s at this point. And he's never really run into anything supernatural. This is the first time he's run into something supernatural. There's ancient demons from India that are trying to kill a family off because there's an ancient curse on them. And it's really, really well done. It's a bigger book. I really enjoyed it. And I was going to read, I have another one from the series called Harbingers. And I was going to read that, but I've kind of, for that one, and the John Connolly book that I was going to read, I've taken advice from some of you that said I should read them in order. So I'm going to wait and try to get the other books in the series and read them in order. And I'd like to do that very soon because, I really enjoyed them and I'd like to get back into them. I read this one. This is by Charles Grant. This is Goblins, an X-Files book. I was a little disappointed in this. I expected a lot more, and there was nothing supernatural in this. Again, it's a lot like the series where they intersperse supernatural with just pedestrian kind of mysteries. And this is about people dying in a small town, being killed in a small town by a being that they can't see. And it turns out it's some kind of, well, I don't want to give you spoilers if you want to read it yourself, but, it was okay for what it was. It kind of read like one of the episodes, and it was fairly well written. The characters were well drawn out, but the story itself was a little disappointing. And I read 2 stories from here. There's a John Silence story in this one, Ancient Sorceries, and there's a Carnacki story by William Hope Hodgson, The Gateway of the Monster. And those are like 2 of your essential occult detective, occult detectives. You've got John Silence and Thomas Carnacki. Those are 2 of the top line occult detectives that we all know and love. I really loved The Gateway of the Monster. That was just the epitome of an occult detective story. It was scary. There was all kinds of detection. There was all kinds of stuff that he did to defeat whatever this paranormal thing was in this room, in this old house. He used his electric pentagram and all the knowledge that he knew to get rid of this being, the supernatural being. And it was just like a perfect story. It was so good, scary, exciting. The Ancient Sorcery story, really well written, really beautiful story. Apparently it was the basis for the movie The Cat People way back in the day, but there was not a lot of detection in that story because it was basically John Silence appeared at the beginning, at the end, where this guy told a story where he gets off in this small town, off the train in this small town, and it's just a very strange town. There's strange stuff going on, and both awesome stories for different reasons. So that was another occult detective one. I've been reading a lot of stories from Gaslight Grimoire, and this has a lot of like they're short stories, but it has a lot of crossovers. Right now I'm reading a story where Sherlock Holmes and Flaxman Lowe are working together. There's a story in here where he goes, he teams up with Thomas Carnacki. So yeah, it's a lovely book. This has some great stuff in it, and it's got some kind of cool illustrations in here. So that's worth picking up if you ever see that and get a chance. And of course, I didn't really introduce Occult Detective October, but Occult Detective October is to help promote Occult Detective magazine. And the latest issue is out on the stand. Well, you order it off Amazon. You can order it right now. And this is there's some great stories in here. I've been reading through some of this as well. And that's why Occult Detective October was created 3 years ago now. Well, this is the 3rd one. So, yeah, that's like a great magazine, and there's lots of back issues that you can order if you'd like to get back issues. I read this one, Sherlock Holmes, The Breath of God. And this is another kind of crossover novel where Thomas Carnacki, John Silence, James Carswell, Aleister Crowley appear in the book. I I enjoyed it, but I think it had a little bit more potential. It could have been just a little bit more to it to make it more exciting. And Holmes didn't really show up too much, you know. And when he did, he just didn't seem like Holmes. It didn't grab me as much as I thought it would, considering the subject matter. But you know, you can check it out and make your own, you know, have your own opinion about that. But and I've been reading a couple of non-occult detective stories, just kind of to have a break. But I read this one, which I recently picked up in a book called The Barbed Wire Kiss by Wallace Strobe. Excellent book. This is highly recommended. This features the ex-state trooper. His name's Harry Rain, and he's trying to help a friend who got himself into debt. And it just, you know, it's with the mob. With there's some hardcore killers in here. It's a really hard-boiled story. You know, great characters, good story, well written. Now, I don't know much about the series. There's another book called The Heartbreak Lounge. Now, I don't know if that's another Harry Rain story or not, but I'm going to look into it a little bit more and see if there's more in the series and pick them up. Really good book. And currently I'm reading a Matt Helm novel, which I recently picked up, The Poisoners, and they're always enjoyable. Donald Hamilton's a good writer, and the Matt Helm books are surprisingly good books. And this is kind of in expectation for Dr. November. I kind of wanted to get a head start on that. So that's another really good book. And there was quite a few in the series, and they're worth checking out. Now, last but not least, I had a couple of surprises in the mail. I got another Crimacopia book in the mail, and this is called What the Butler Didn't See. And it's got all kinds of mystery stories in here by writers I really don't know, but they're good writers, and these are very enjoyable books. And so with this and Occult Detective Magazine, you're kind of set for mystery stories. I was very happy to receive this, and thank you to the Crimacopia people for sending this to me. I'll probably do a little bit more on it maybe in a later video. We'll see how that goes. And the Robert E. Howard Foundation was very kind and sent me this book, Swords of the North, from Robert E. Howard Foundation Press. For, you know, sharing their website. The Project Pride in Cross Plains, Texas, and Robert E. Howard Foundation Press are looking for donations to help preserve the Robert E. Howard home, which is now a museum, but it needs maintenance. It's starting to get run down, and they need donations kind of desperately to help maintain the home and keep it going for future generations. So I'm gonna put the link down below in the description, but I want to thank them for sending me this book. This is a great book. These books from them, from Robert E. Howard Foundation Press, are just fantastic books. And, you know, I have all the Del Rey books. I have all kinds of paperbacks and stuff, but, you know, I don't have every story that Robert E. Howard ever wrote, and there's a lot in here that I don't have in my other volumes. So I was very happy to get this, and they're just beautiful books. And that artwork is by Mark Wheatley, and that is illustrating the Frost King's daughter, the original incarnation of the Conan story, Frost Giant's daughter, or it might have been the other way around. I think he couldn't sell the Frost Giant's daughter. He rewrote it, took Conan out and made it like an Amra story. I think that's how it worked out. My memory is not what it used to be, something like that. But, you know, great stories, you know, and there's a back cover there. Just very thankful to get that. And I'm always thankful to get books sent to me. But that's all I wanted to say. Just wanted to get on quick and share those with you, because I haven't been on for a while, and I apologize for that. So hopefully, once November rolls around, I'll be able to get on more. We have some renovations going on in the house come next week, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a video out next week. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon. You keep reading.